And when the hour had come, Jesus sat down, and the 12 apostles with him.
I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. Though I shall not drink from this fruit of the vine until I drink it anew with you in my Father's kingdom. Now I'm not referring to all of you. I know those who I have chosen. But this is to fulfill the scriptures. He who shares my bread has lifted his heel against me. I tell you the truth. One of you will betray me.
Tell me who.
One of us? This can't be.
Does he know?
Who is it?
Which one will?
He must be wrong.
Let's calm down.
Are you kidding? I feel puzzled.
No way.
Unbelievable.
Simon, who could it be?
Thaddeus, I don't know. Matthew, who could do this?
Betray Jesus?
How can this happen? We're all Jewish men. We all know our history. You are our rabbi. You all gathered us together. You took me away from my secret past. I would have killed Matthew if I had not heard your words. The people rejoice. The people have hope. You have taught us about a new nation. The Pharisees try to trick you because they're afraid of the Romans, but you silence them. You say, give the Romans their taxes. You purified the temple. You cleared it away for our faith. We are the hope of our nation, the hope of our people. We are here together for Passover. We are all here in Jerusalem. I cannot betray you.
Rabbi, I can't believe that any of us here would betray you. Certainly not I. I confess there were times, as at Capernaum, when you instructed us to eat your flesh for eternal life, that I was confused and unsure that you were the Messiah. But I've seen you invoke the hand of God in the miracle of the loaves and fishes at Tiberias, to me which was a sign of your compassion and love for the people. I've also seen many instances where I've seen your commitment to restoring the glory of the house of God. You have said that some of us will not die until we see the reign of God established in power. And I truly believe that you are the only one who can lead us to that glorious day. I know I'm not as outspoken as some at this table, but I do love you, Lord, and believe that I could never betray you. Please say it is not I.
It cannot be me, Lord. Your words at the Sermon on the Mount resonate within me. No one can serve two masters, you say, so I turn away from my life of sin and corruption. When you asked me to walk with you that one day in my tax booth, I eagerly joined you as I knew my life would be more rewarding with you in it. I was hated and despised by many, but you were able to see the good in me. You loved me and accepted me for who I am. How can I betray you after that? It cannot be me, Lord.
Is it all
I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me.
Jesus, this cannot be true. How can this be true? We're your closest friends. James, Andrew, what are we going to do?
This is true. Let's listen to what else Jesus has to say. Maybe we can prevent it.
But how could Jesus say such a thing? Does he trust us? Does he not trust us at all? Rabbi, you've helped me open my eyes through your teachings and actions. I truly understand the power that you have, and you've been able to show me abilities within me that I thought I never had. I may have been one of the, not part of the inner circle of this group of men that you've chosen, but I am faithful to you, and I know that there were powers within God that we all have from God. I hope you don't think that I would betray you. I may be meek, but I believe in you. And my family has believed in you, especially my mother Mary. We had witnessed all sorts of miracles, especially the time when all of us here were together in the boat with you, and the storm came up. And we were all frightened, and the sea was at rage. But you calmed everything, and you were able to save us. I love you, Lord, and I've learned that there will be a place for me in God's house when my time comes and I die. And I would continue to teach and continue your word, even if I must die, as part of my commitment to you.
I am with you, Jesus, not against. I know you are the Messiah. I could never cause you any harm. You've healed the sick, raised a girl from death's grip. When we first met, you knew my inner thoughts when I was alone under a fig tree. I knew then, Jesus, you were the Messiah I had been studying about in Scriptures. We are getting a good following now. We can grow in numbers and get stronger. Jesus, I'd like to hear you say you can make things better. I'd like to hear you say you can make things all right. Jesus, you can change this path you are taking.
Jesus, I want you to know, and I say this with all my heart, I'm loyal to you. I would never betray you. You know, I still remember the first time that I saw you walking along the Sea of Galilee. I was a student of John the Baptist at the time, and he pointed at you and said, "That is the Messiah." But I didn't need to hear him say that. I felt it. I felt your power, your wisdom, your love. That instant, right in my soul. And I was so excited, I ran home to get my brother Peter. I wanted him to experience what I experienced. I wanted him to experience you. And I've continued to bring people to you, Jesus. The boy with the loaves and the fish, the Greeks. I brought them to you because I want them all to experience what I experienced. I want them all to know you. I think everybody in this room feels the same way. And we look forward to continuing our journey with you, spreading your message throughout the world. So, it could be I that will betray you, Jesus. Only you know for sure. But I can't imagine that the day will come when I would turn my back on our experience together, turn my back on you in betrayal.
I can't believe one of us would betray Jesus.
I doubt that anybody would want to betray Jesus. Something's wrong here. This must be a misunderstanding.
It doesn't matter. We have to find who it is and stop him.
Jesus, I could never betray you. We're like brothers. We grew up together. We played together. When your father would fix my father's fishing boat, I gave up everything to follow you. I gave up my family and my fishing business. But the more I saw you do, and the more I heard you say, the more convinced I was that you were my Lord and my God. I was willing to follow you to Bethany, even though it might mean that we would die. When you raised that little girl from the dead, I knew that you were something special. But when you raised Lazarus from the dead after 4 days, I knew that for sure that you were the Messiah. Lord, I doubt that I could ever betray you. It must be somebody else.
Lord, I followed you when you came to Galilee. I witnessed countless miracles that you performed. I was there when you healed the sick. I was in the mountains with you when you casted out the demons. I know at times I've had my doubts, like when I asked you to show us the Father. Please tell me it is not me.
Rabbi, how can this be? I thought you were the Messiah, our teacher, the one who would unify our people and lead us from Rome's oppressive grip. I gave up everything to follow you. I and my family used our resources to support your movement, to support our movement. And now tonight you tell us that you'll be betrayed by one of us, that you'll die. How can this be? And as our teacher, you showed us great wisdom in your interpretation of Scripture, but you showed us something more, Rabbi. You showed us great power. I, with my own eyes, saw you heal the sick and raise the dead. I even saw the light of God shine through your body and change the very essence of your being. How can you be betrayed? How can you die? Give us your power, Lord. Use your power. Let us use your power to stop this, to change the course of events that you tell us have to come to fruition. But do I betray you in my misunderstanding of how you will use your power to save us? Do I betray you from the very beginning in misunderstanding your message, what you've been telling us all along? Is it I, Lord, who betrays you? Please tell me it's not I. Is it I?
Peter, we must stop this. What should we do?
Find out who this is and stop it.
Who's he talking about?
Rabbi, I know that I've disappointed you with my behavior and have caused you anguish. But on that mountain, with Peter and James, my brother, we witnessed your transfiguration, your inner circle. We felt special. I did. And I sought your affirmation that I was above the rest. And you said, the last shall be first. Then, as if I hadn't even heard a word you said, I rebuked that man who was casting out demons in your name, doing good works, only because he was not one of us. You said, God so loved the world that he gave his only Son. And your commandment, love one another, is something that I fully understand. So much so that I myself have been transformed from son of thunder to disciple of love. And I feel good about that. But I know I have betrayed you already. I have not put others ahead of myself, and I've looked down on those who have lesser faith than we. Is it I, Lord, who will again betray you?
You desire to betray you, Lord. I never will. For you are the Christ, God's Son on earth. I've seen you fill our empty nets with fish. I've seen you walk on water. And for a short time, I also did. When I saw you out there, standing on the lake, scared, confused. Thought you were a ghost. But you reassured me. Said to you, this is truly you, Lord. You'd have me join you. And you did. Went out to the lake. Out towards you, Lord, out on the lake. It became very windy. I became very afraid, scared, frightened. I began to sink. I reached out. I cried for you. I cried for you to help me. You reached and you grabbed me, grabbed hold of my hand, and you said, "You little faith, why did you doubt?" It was then that I believed. And I said, "Truly, you are the Son of God." Jesus, I gave up my life as a fisherman and a businessman to follow you. You made me the leader of your disciples due to my curious, brave, and active nature. You've been my strongest critic and my strongest supporter, teaching me how to become the rock of a man. Jesus, you are the future of all men. It would never be I that would betray you.
Jesus, you know I'm not a Galilean like the rest of these disciples. And yet even so, I faithfully followed you. I thought that at heart you were a zealot like the rest of us, or some of us, and that you would give strength to our leaders so they could throw out these accursed Roman occupiers so we could be free again. You even trusted me with the purse for our group, and I tended it carefully. But it was not to be. But I've watched you, Jesus, as you go about doing wonderful things. And each time you healed somebody, I felt warm inside, realizing what a wonderful person you were. And then when you raised Lazarus from the dead, after he was dead several days, I knew you were a special person, that you had special powers. And yet, Jesus, you did some things that puzzled me, that I couldn't understand. You healed a woman with an unclean spirit. You put your hand on her, and then you let her touch you. Lord, I couldn't understand this. And then in the temple, you talked about the temple as being your Father's house. And the people who were appointed to exchange money so people could make the proper offerings for the upkeep of the temple, you threw out and rejected them. I couldn't understand that either. And then, Jesus, there was that woman who had a flow of blood, and you cured her, Lord, but I'm not sure why. And then, Lord, there was the woman who had this expensive bottle of nard, this oil worth hundreds of drachmas, and you allowed her to pour it on your feet. And you said it was to prepare you for burial. I didn't understand that. All I knew was that you could have sold that nard for many hundreds of denarii. It could have gone here in this purse that I tended so carefully. It could have been used to help people in need. But no, you let her pour it on your feet, and you talked about burial. I didn't understand that, Jesus. Jesus, you seem to have put yourself above everyone else when you talk about yourself as the Son of God. You talk about being betrayed and being lifted up. I don't understand that either. Jesus, perhaps it's time you gave an accounting for yourself. Told the leaders of Israel what these strange sayings of yours mean. Jesus, you talk about one of us betraying you, but perhaps it's the other way around. Perhaps you are betraying us and the people of Israel with all this strange talk.
John, ask him which one he means.
Rabbi,
Who is it?
it is the one whom I give this piece of bread after I have dipped it into the dish.
Surely not I, Rabbi.
You yourself have said it. What you're about to do, do quickly. And then it was night.